What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. We're rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer 2020 transfer window. October 5th is when transfer deadline day is, so we'll be rolling out daily transfer updates up until that date. So if you want to stay in the loop with the latest Manchester City transfer news, then make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. I'm aiming for 13,000 subscribers at the time of recording this video. We are now less than 400 subscribers away, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. Social media links in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, aiming for 500 likes, and most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say. And so we're going to crack on with this video, and we're going to start off with some great news. Contract news comes in the form of Tommy Doyle. He has signed a new contract at Manchester City, keeping him here until 2025. That's a fantastic deal in my opinion. A new long-term contract, tying down a youngster to a long-term contract. What's not to like? I think that's fantastic. Congratulations to Tommy on that. I'm absolutely delighted for him. He's going to be staying with the Manchester City first team squad and training around them. I imagine making some cup appearances, maybe making the bench too, maybe even making a couple of appearances in the Premier League as well this season. Who knows what the future holds for him. It seems like he's not going to be heading out on loan though. I'm ecstatic for him. 2025. Congratulations to Tommy Doyle on that contract. Now, we're going to move on to the outs, and we're going to be following on from a story that we reported on yesterday. Comes in the form of Aro Muric and Pablo Moreno, who have both officially joined Girona on loan for the season. So the best of luck to Aro on his move to Spain, and best of luck to Pablo as well on his move to Spain, playing with Girona in the second tier of Spanish football. Their aim, obviously, to get back to La Liga ASAP. Couple of quality additions there that will surely help them on their goal to getting back to La Liga. Fell just short last season. Can they go one better this time? I hope that they can. Couple of quality additions. We'll keep an eye on their development. Now, we've got an update on Tosin Adarabioyo. He was set to sign a new contract at Manchester City. That was many weeks ago. Pep has said that he's wanted Tosin around the Manchester City first team squad and wanted to utilise him in and around the first team, in and around the squad for this season. That was a few weeks ago. Team Talk have now been reporting that Tosin has rejected a contract at Manchester City and he wants to leave. West Ham, Everton, Newcastle, Fulham and Leeds have all shown interest in signing Adarabioyo on a permanent basis. Now, Manchester City are believed to be looking for around £8 million for Tosin. With all that interest, and if they are all genuinely interested in a permanent transfer and paying money for Tosin, then I would be looking for a bigger fee. I'd be looking for roughly around £15 million. Homegrown, English player, Premier League, comes with a premium. I'd be looking for more than £8 million. Now, I'd be willing to accept if I was Manchester City a little bit less. However, there'd have to be some bonuses included on that. So I'm talking add-ons, and included in that, I'd be looking for minimum a sell-on fee, and I'd be looking for a good percentage on that. He's a young player. £8 million, in my opinion, is well below his value, and so I'd be looking for a nice big sell-on fee. I'd be talking 20, 30%, maybe even more. Or a smaller fee, include a buyback clause perhaps for Manchester City, or an option to purchase or match a transfer, an agreed fee. Something like that. If Adarabioyo is going to leave City on a permanent basis, I would definitely want something in place that if he continues his development and excelling just like he did last season at Blackburn, I would like there to be an option for him to come back to Manchester City. But that's just my opinion. He's wanting first team football. He's wanting to have a shot somewhere else. Honestly, all youngsters can't make it at Manchester City. Not all can be in and around the squad. He wants to go and chance his hand in the Premier League with another club. 2 or 3 seasons at a good quality Premier League club. May not need to look back, so there we go. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got a Jules Kounde update. Sevilla have said it's very clear their stance. His release clause must be met. £68 million. That is what will be needed to sign Kounde. Manchester City have debated with paying 50 to 55 million euros. That's according to El Desmarque. I'm not too sure how reliable that source is. That's a source in Spain, by the way. Sevilla, they're wanting more. Apparently, they can't afford the wages for Nicolas Otamendi, so they're no longer interested in signing Otamendi. So, a transfer maybe to Inter Milan or FC Porto could be sorted quite soon, I would hope, because City do need to sell before we sign a player, because we've already got 5 centre-backs at City. So, someone would have to leave before someone is brought in. So, that needs sorting. So it seems like Kounde, he's even said that he's happy at Sevilla. And so if City are wanting him, Sevilla don't need to sell. He's just like Koulibaly. He's more than happy to stay where he is and with his development. He's playing good football. He's playing for a good club. He's happy to continue his progress there. And so if City want these players, they're not going to force for a move to Manchester City, so it's going to be difficult to negotiate transfers, which means they're going to have to do one of two things. If they've got a release clause, they're going to have to meet that release clause, and if the player doesn't, and they're speaking to the club, they're going to have to pay what that club is wanting them to pay. So that moves us nicely onto Kalidou Koulibaly, because that's who I'm on about with that. Now, Alfredo Pedula, who was meant to be quite reliable, but with his saga, he's been every bit of information has been quite unreliable. He's reporting that the Koulibaly to Manchester City transfer isn't dead in the water, and that a fee could still be found. Now, El Desmarque are believing that this Kounde move that City are making from Sevilla is being played by Manchester City, and they're doing that as a way to try and force the hand from ADL, the president over at Napoli, and so they're looking to try and force the hand of Napoli here to try and sell Koulibaly. But the stance from Napoli is very clear. We're not even negotiating with ADL for his transfer. I feel like that's where the problem lies here, but it's becoming more and more and even more clear now to me that City have left these deals for these centre-backs. They've not left it too late to not sign anyone. They've left it too late to be able to negotiate an affordable transfer for what we want to pay. I've heard that City are willing to pay roughly around £55 million for a centre-back, and that's what City were willing to bid for Kalidou Koulibaly, and that's falling around £10 million short of what actually Napoli are looking for. And the stance is becoming more and more clear that if City want to sign a top-class centre-back that can play on that right side of centre-back, then they're going to have to pay for these players. The time of negotiations, as it heads towards deadline day, it's going to become more and more difficult to do that. And so these clubs, they're happy to keep their players. So we're not in a stance where we can keep offering low amounts until they're forced to accept. Situation is, if they want Kounde, £68 million, pay his release clause. If we want Kalidou Koulibaly, they're going to have to speak with ADL. Apparently, he's happy for €70 million plus €5 million in add-ons, so a €75 million deal. So we're looking at roughly around £70 million. You're looking at around £65 million plus a few million in add-ons, which would make him Manchester City's most expensive transfer. So I can see why City are reluctant to go towards there, considering his age, that he is 29 years old. But we do tick a problem that we definitely do have. So what will Manchester City decide to do? Clock is ticking towards deadline day. I'm confident City will sign a player. I'm not confident that it'll be on the terms of Manchester City, so they're going to have to kind of break their transfer strategy here. City, when they're normally in this situation, simply walk away and settle with what they've got. And what we've got at the moment in time, I said it right early in the transfer window that City need to be ruthless in this transfer market, and sticking with what they've got isn't being ruthless in this transfer market. That's, in my opinion anyway, a recipe for disaster. I'm hoping that we can add a centre-back, a quality centre-back to our team. We can get off to a good start in the Premier League and then go from there, but we'll have to wait and see. We've got a big match against Wolves to look forward to, and yes, we will be doing a live stream watch along of that game. Then yeah, we can go from there. I'm hoping that we can pick up 3 points, because that'd be a really, really good start to the Premier League, and I think that'd just be the lift that City are needing, not just the players but the fans as well. Everyone seems to be on edge, everyone seems to be bickering at everybody, so a good start to the Premier League, and all of a sudden bringing a quality centre back in, and everyone would feel a lot better. So yeah, there we go. I'd like to know your thoughts of these transfers in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Aiming for 500 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also, subscribe if you're new around here, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 13k subscribers, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. And social media links They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. We'll be back again tomorrow for another daily Manchester City transfer update. I hope everyone is safe and well. Thank you for watching. I've been JSGC. Peace. Ciao for now.